Hello everyone, I hope that you all are doing well. I am going to show you all how to make one of the most comforting southern casseroles ever. And it's something that I have been making for years, but I am basically going to share Paula Deen's version because I will be honest, I lost my recipe. I'm almost 60. When I guess I was almost maybe 20, and I was at Auburn University where I went to college. A friend and I made my recipe back then, Chicken Divan, for two guys that we wanted to cook dinner for, and I ended up marrying my date. She did not, but she married someone else who was great, but we served Chicken Divan, and I have such fond memories of that meal. And I remember that our Chicken Divan, that was my recipe, it had Ritz crackers on top. This recipe, I started researching and looking at different recipes online, and not surprisingly, Paula Deen, hers just was the most like I remembered, other than just a few things. There's no Ritz crackers, but she does use the canned soup, which I think is not only perfectly fine, I think it's almost essential. If you want these southern casseroles to taste like our mothers and grandmothers made, they used canned soup, and it's perfectly fine. Now you can make your own bechamel. It's not going to taste quite like you may remember, because our grandparents and great-grands, they all used the Campbell's soup. So Chicken Divan it's a company-worthy dish, and it's, for me, going to be a crowd-friendly dish because I'm making a double batch, and we're going to serve this at one of our small group dinners. We have a church small group where we have these young married couples. They come over. There's about 12 couples. We feed them. We have Bible study and fellowship, and I thought this will be a perfect dish. And do you know why? Because not only is it hearty and delicious, but it's make ahead and freezer friendly. So I'm making this. This is a Sunday. I'm going to freeze it in probably 3 or 4 weeks. I'll pull it out maybe a day or two before our small group. Let it thaw a day or two in the fridge, and then pop this in the oven. I think it's going to make 2 separate casserole dishes instead of 1, but I'll pull them out, bake them, and they'll be bubbly and delicious, and all of the work will have been done today, not in 4 weeks. I want to start with the main cast of characters, the chicken and the broccoli. I believe in Paula's recipe, she calls for frozen, but you can use fresh, which is what I did. I bought a big bag of fresh broccoli and I steamed it. I have a Wolf steam oven. This is my steamer tray. So I steamed this broccoli. I cut it into florets, about like that. They don't have to be perfect. That one I'll probably just cut that a little smaller, but basically try to cut them uniformly and steam them. After I removed this from the steam oven, I put some Redmond's real salt. I sprayed some avocado oil because I always season in stages. And the chicken, there are several ways that you can get your chicken breast meat. You can use rotisserie, but a Chicken Divan, I think, needs chicken that is just simply cooked with the basic seasonings, because rotisserie chicken sometimes can be seasoned and it can taste like rotisserie chicken. I think you just need basic chicken to meld with all of these flavors. And I have a recipe on Family Savvy, my blog, and I'm going to link below, and it's how to make perfect, moist, white meat chicken in the oven. That's what I did today. I had 8 chicken breasts, boneless, skinless. I've shredded them. Some people want their chicken for casseroles. They like it chopped into uniform pieces. I like my chicken shredded, but that's your preference. But either way, this was seasoned with EVOO, kosher salt, pepper, a little garlic powder, wrapped really tightly in foil, and I believe it was 425 for about an hour. Then I let it rest before I opened it, and then I shredded each breast with my hands, and this was in less than an hour and 15 minutes. I have all of this fabulous meat, and I think I paid about 15, maybe 20. Chicken was not on sale today, but so I have my chicken and I have my broccoli. We are going to make our Divan sauce. So I'm gonna get my bowl and get my spatula. I guess this bowl is gonna be big enough. Yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the cream of mushroom soup, and I just got the basic. There is, I think, a healthy request. There's a low sodium. I just got the good old cream of mushroom soup. Substitutions. If you just have 1 can of cream of mushroom, and 1 can of cream of chicken. You could use that, but the cream of chicken is going to have a chicken flavor, which is fine. This is cream of mushroom. 1 cup of mayo. Duke's mayo is the Southerner's preference. It's made in the South and it's the closest to homemade that you can get. This is a cup of sour cream. This is reduced fat. Do not use fat-free. Reduced fat is fine. This is a 1/2 of a cup of dry white wine. If you do not keep wine in your home, you can get small bottles of different, like white, red, whatever, small bottles to use just for cooking. This is just a low sugar Sauvignon Blanc that I'm using. I'm gonna need to take these gloves off, guys, or I can measure in a spice that I would not leave out. I know some people, I don't understand why, but they don't like curry. Curry is absolutely one of my favorite spices, and I have a curry chicken salad on Family Savvy. It will link to that as well. I'm going to link to any of my recipes that I'm referencing. It's my favorite chicken salad in the whole wide world. Curry done right is fabulous. I think I was supposed to put a teaspoon, and I would like a teaspoon, but I'm going to take a little of that off just in case it might overpower for some of our small group people. And I'm going to do a little salt and pepper, and then we're going to mix all of this up. There's my Redmond's real salt, and there's the pepper. And guys, you know, you might look at all of these ingredients separately and think, it doesn't look that great. It just works. It just works. I don't really know how, but it just works. And let me say this about this dressing. If you're trying to cook in stages and you've got a few days where you just have a little bit of time and you can't do all of this at once, like I've made all of this. I went to church, then went to the grocery, got everything, and I've just done all this today. But you can make this sauce a day ahead and just keep it covered in the fridge, and then you could do your chicken and broccoli the next day. But what I'm doing is I'm making everything, assembling it, and then freezing it, just because I had time to do it all in one swoop. Okay, so here is the dressing. Okay, so good. Guys, I'm gonna add the rest of that curry. It just is so good. And the curry also gives it color. But as always, you can leave off anything that you have an aversion to. But here is this sauce. Oh, whoa, guys, I almost forgot a crucial ingredient. Fresh lemon juice. This sauce is lemony and it's just got a tang. Part of it is the curry, part of it is the white wine, and part of it is the lemon juice. So it calls, I believe, for a tablespoon. So I'm just going to, that's about a tablespoon. Yeah, all of these ingredients matter. They all add their own element, their own complexity to this dish. I'm gonna add the juice of a whole lemon, guys. Not gonna hurt one thing. I actually, sometimes when I pull my broccoli out of the steamer, or if I roast it, I will season it with fresh lemon juice and a little EVOO, salt and pepper. Lemon and broccoli just go beautifully together. I'm gonna add a little more pepper, and we're not done, guys. Flavor is still coming. So I've got 2. I love aluminum pans, guys, especially when I'm cooking for small groups and it's like a bunch, or I've got to take it somewhere like a tailgate where you don't want to have to clean a casserole dish at someone else's house, or at a football game when you've tailgated. Nobody wants a dirty, crusty, baked on casserole dish. When it comes to practical and pretty, where small group tailgating is concerned, I'm all practical. So here we go. I'm gonna put my gloves back on, guys. I like doing things with my hands, layering, I like stirring. These are food grade, non-powder latex. You can get non-latex, but I'm not allergic to latex. So we're gonna put the broccoli on the bottom. You know what, guys? I am thinking that I'm gonna have to do a little less broccoli right here. My pan sizes, guys, as I'm sitting here, hey buddy, my pan sizes are almost enough for one batch, but not quite. So I'm just gonna separate it. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud as I'm doing this. I could have made a little more to fill this up a little more, but what I'm doing is I'm covering the bottom with the broccoli. Just wanna make sure I have an even layer. And broccoli, when you steam it, it shrinks. So I had a huge bag, I think I had a 2-pound bag. So this is what it went down to, but I think this is perfect. So now I'm gonna do the chicken on top. more chicken than broccoli, but that is okay. This is really perfect. Oh yeah, guys, this is really perfect. I talk out loud, think out loud. This is perfect. So we have our broccoli and our chicken. And we have 2 casseroles. So I'm gonna pour half here, and I'm going to pour half here. And the thing about this, it looks like it's real saucy, and it is. It's a casserole. It's meant to be served with rice. You can serve it with pasta, but to me, Chicken Divan just goes with rice. I always get my rice cooker out and make a big pot of rice, and I'll link to my rice cooker. I love my rice cooker. It's very inexpensive, and it makes a big batch of rice. And a tip or a hint or a hack or whatever you want to call it, when you're entertaining and you've got a lot of people coming over, guys, I'm sorry, just bear with me as I'm scraping with my hands. I just enjoy doing it with my hands. Okay, you've got a big pot of rice. It fills people up. You serve this over rice with your vegetable of choice. Now, I was supposed to put the cheese in with all of that, but it's okay. We're gonna improvise. We're gonna put our cheese with our breadcrumbs. These are homemade. Butter and more flavor overload, freshly grated Reggiano Parmesan. The cheese was supposed to be in there, but guys, it's okay. It's okay. I've had so many almost fails. I've just learned to recover. It's okay that the cheese is not under that. So we're going to mix. Look how good this looks, guys. And you want to massage it or stir it to get everything covered in the butter. So how this will be different from the way the recipe shows, the cheese is normally under the sauce, but now the cheese is on top with the crust. As I said, it's okay. You're gonna have a more cheesy top, which is fine, and a less cheesy inside. It's just sort of shaking up the layers a little bit. So when you make it and you put the cheese in the cream sauce, it'll look a little different. It'll just have the crumbs and the Parmesan on top. But look, here we have 2 lovely Chicken Divan. Now, you might ask, am I going to cook these and freeze them? No. Everything in here is cooked. The sauce is not anything that's like raw. There's no egg. So I'm going to wrap very well both of these, label them, and freeze them so that when I pull them from the freezer a day or 2 ahead and let them thaw, they will thaw, and then they will go in the oven to bake. I'm gonna link to the recipe, but I will bake them covered probably until the last 20 minutes, then I'll uncover and then let them get golden bubbly on top. So guys, this is a great recipe to have for company, for the holidays. And what I would do is I would serve this, of course, with rice. You can add more broccoli, asparagus. You can do a lovely salad, just a good crusty bread or a yeast roll. Everyone will love it. This is also great to take to a friend who has just moved into a new home, who's just had a baby, maybe someone who's just gotten home from the hospital. This is a great thing to make ahead and just have in the freezer to pull out as needed. I hope that this was helpful. I so appreciate you for watching. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And as always, until next time, be blessed and stay savvy.